Excuse me, folks. I turned on the camera just about the same time I needed to. Excuse me. It's been a long, hard week, and I got one more day of work before the weekend, and I cannot wait. I don't know why. I'm usually not this eager for the weekends. Excuse me while I readjust my camera. I'm sorry, folks. But just as a simple, explanation is, as you guys might know from my video over last week or last weekend or whatever it was, I don't remember. But things in the last week and a half has been just a little chaotic. And I had been feeling really, I don't want to say not appreciated because that's not the right words, but I was feeling run down and de-energized and somewhat, I needed more time per day to be able to come home and relax. But unfortunately, that does not come easily due to my new schedule of 7 a.m., which is not too bad. At least I'm not having to be getting up at 5 to be at work by 6 to 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I did not realize how busy it was going to be being moved indoors. And it's not that I don't appreciate it. It's just like I was not prepared for the insanity of what has been going on. But Jerry and her infinite way of doing things is she basically felt since this Friday, which is my pay period, my payday, and we had extra money. She decided to take some of the extra money we had and go on to Amazon and look at some of the things that were in my wish list, plus some of the things that were in her wish list. And one of the things that I did not bring in here, which was not a wish list item, it was more, if I'm going to keep this, I think I need to get beard masks. And I got them. I left them in the bedroom. So I can't take one out, put it on, and show you. Maybe I'll take a picture tomorrow morning before I go to work. Excuse me. I thought I was going to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze at my camera. I hate it when you feel like you're going to sneeze and it disappears. But one of the things that she got me that I want to show you first, because it was recommended by a friend who not only has her own problems with adults with attention deficit disorder, but she's also a cancer patient. But she got me this book, and I've only read like some of the synopsis and whatnot, the introduction, the foreword, a lot of the acknowledgement, all the stuff before you get to the actual meat and potatoes of the chapter. And it says, "You mean I'm not lazy, stupid, or crazy?" It's a classic self-help book for adults with attention deficit disorder. And this is going to be my nightly read. And Jerry actually wants me to read it out loud because she has to deal with my attention deficit disorder and what she claims to be attention deficit disorder. I don't think she has attention deficit disorder. I think she has she might have some form of attention deficit disorder, but the reason why I say no is because she is very detail oriented and can remember details. I know I have attention disorder, and I know that it is really easy to spot from time to time, especially when I get exhausted or stressed, or just things are out of sync, basically. Like, certain schedules got changed and I was not made fully aware of it, or I don't remember Jerry talking to me about the change in her schedule with her home health person coming in, and it confused the crap out of me Sunday, because she was coming in Sunday so she can have a day off for a medical appointment, and she wouldn't have gotten paid her 5 days. So we said, okay, Jerry said, I'll have you come in Monday or Sunday, and you can take, the Tuesday off you need for your medical. So it kind of threw me for a loop, because I was like, wait a minute, when did this, So it's kind of funny how some people who have attention deficit disorder are great with remembering details, like Jerry, or they're like me, they're great at remembering stuff that they've read that holds value to them for one reason or another, whether it's historical value, family value, faith value, nature value, whatever. But she got that book because somebody recommended it to her for me, one of her YouTubers. And the next things I'm about ready to show you, please, one, do not construe it as something for a bad purpose. There are rhyme or reason for what I have. I put in my wish list. One of them, which I wanted to get because not only is it something good for meditation, or I believe stress relief, because when I started playing with it after Jerry got it, it really relieved me of some of the stress instantaneously, and Jerry was kind of surprised at how fast I took up on how to use this thing. It is known as a Tibetan singing bowl with a little mallet. You're supposed to, on the outside. Some people do it on the inside. I do it on the outside. Sorry. Wasn't supposed to hit it that loud. Yep, going too fast there. And I'm already feeling calm, which is great. But it's also one of many tools for, I read in my one book, you can use a Tibetan singing bowl and do what I just did to make to make a nice ringing noise. I'm wondering if it works on the inside. No, it doesn't really work on the inside. But this little thing is going to be a very go-to tool for, like I said, calming, relaxing. But you can actually use it to actually charge or cleanse your crystals. If you're into the crystal thing, if you're into the New Age type natural living, I don't want to call it natural medicine anymore. I think it's more like natural living, because I really strongly believe that mankind is supposed to live in harmony with the world around them, and the Tibetan people, the Tibetan monks, are one of the oldest religious groups, I guess you'd say, that are highly known for their healing properties with natural elements. Their little singing bowls, things of that nature. And, well, if it's been working for them for thousands of years, maybe since I seem to be more in tune to these kind of things than a lot of other things, and well, that's what I'm trying to do, is find my place. And I'm finding, if it's something that I've never did before, and just become like instantly knowledgeable on how to work this thing and actually make it sound more the proper resin proper sound, I guess. The next two things I'm going to show you, I know what it says on the front of the box. Please do not take that into, oh, he's dabbling in something he shouldn't be, which a lot of people will say. The reason why I know this is because I know there's a lot of people out there looking for reasons to wave their finger or shove their Bible or their religious beliefs under my nose, and I don't care, because I know who I am. I know where I'm rooted. But I'm not even going to show you the cover of the boxes because of what people might say. But now you can probably see it on the inside, because this box has the actual word, but Jerry bought 2 boxes of mini bottles of pulverized, or not really pulverized, but shards of crystals and rocks. One is a $10 unit box. The other one's 50 mini bottles. But let's see if I can open this box more so you can see it a little bit better. There's 10 bottles of various crystals. It's got agate shards. In fact, I want to actually bring this out, because some of these are, me and Jerry looked at them, and she took videos for a friend of hers who's into the same thing. I'm not going to say names, but it doesn't matter. But it's a little bottle, and look at the crystals, and look how beautiful they look, and they actually, do some sparkling. But this one has the agate, amethyst, lapis lazuli, and let me go back. Let me just start this little segment over. And I'm not going to erase it or anything like that. But the first one, which is agate, which is good for passion, commitment, and hope. Second one, amethyst, is for protection, purification, and spirituality. Then you have lapis lazuli, which is purification, inner power, and intuition. Then we have green adventure train, which is healing, abundance, and growth. Then we have what is called snowflake obsidian, which I actually want to show you, because it's very nice looking. And that is good for balance, focus, and purity. Then we have Amazonite, which is good for calming, communication, and balance, and beautiful color, a little bluish color. Then we have red agate, which is for passion, self-love, and perseverance. So that's what it looks like. Then there's tiger's eye, which is protection, balance, and courage. Then we have rose quartz, which is that. And that's good for love, compassion, and forgiveness. Then we have aquamarine, which is good for peace, growth, and inspiration. I have to look at my information, because I think these are the 10 stones that are used the most for healing. And even though the box itself, well, this box does say healing. This box on the inside does not say anything. It's just a blank white cardboard backing. Oops. And then we have the big box, which is 50 bottles of different types of crystals. And I'll tell you this right now, I'm not going to go through every single one of these crystals because that's 50 little vials. But there's some in here that I've never heard of, like this one, which is red coral. I've never heard of red coral today. But I have to go through this box and look at it and write down all the names and see if I can figure out what each one of these does, because unlike the smaller box, it does not have a background where it tells you what they are. Now, these products were gotten through Amazon, and what's really funny is this box, 50 jars of crystals, and including some certain kinds of crystals or certain kinds of mineral or stone or whatever you want to call it that's in here, like jade. Certain parts of the world, that stuff is expensive and valued for a lot of different purposes. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go and get into it. But I was very happy when I got the box and when I opened up the box, because there was things in there that we could use right now. There are some things in there that we can use in the future. There's a lot of good. I'm not going to complain. I know that Jay-Ann and I had talked the other day about curbing our expenditure, and she agreed with me, but she was like, hate to say this, but before we had that conversation, I spent money on both of us, getting stuff out of our wish list. So I can now go through my wish list and go, okay, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, according to Jared, there's supposed to be another set of boxes tomorrow. And I'm kind of like, they're either supposed to arrive tomorrow or later today. So I don't want to say I'm upset at Jerry, but I understand why she did it. She did it for both of us, because we both have been having some really crappy days lately, and she wanted to just try to find a way to cheer both of us up, by getting certain things out of the Amazon wish list. Before I forget, I want to get my last bookmark. I'll use this one. Unless I got more down here. Nope, I don't. Okay. But I'm not disappointed one bit. I thought I would have been when she told me about it, and I went, okay, what's in it? And she was like, well, I want it to be a surprise, but you're definitely getting stuff from your wish list, and you're getting the beard masks, what are we going to call them? Beard nets. That's what they are. That way nobody can complain, and I will at least be like, hey, look, I'm trying to comply to some of the rules and regulations, but there it is. If you're going to have half a dozen or more guys who are from the Middle East, who basically are not being told to shave, or if they were told to shave, they explained to them that they're religion or their beliefs won't allow them to cut their beards. Which, you know, I I can't really complain, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, well, hey, if they're not being forced or told that they have to cut their beard to work in the food industry, then I don't want to hear it. I mean, I'm willing enough to go and purchase my own beard masks or beard nets so I can keep, I can keep people from complaining that, I've got a beard that, could be a problematic issue. So I'm trying to find ways to work around that so they can't sit there and go, well, you're wearing food quality industry, protection to keep your hair from getting into people's food. So, it's one of those things that hasn't come up yet, but it's one of those things where it's like, look, at least I am attempting to be within safety protocols of the food industry by wearing a beard mask or beard net. When my hair gets long enough where my wife can start doing the Nordic hair braid and whatnot, I'm willing to put on a hairnet. I got no problem with that. That, in fact, that and my hat for work contains my hair. Right now it contains all my hair except for maybe a little bit that sticks out beyond the back of the hat, ball cap, whatever you want to call it. But at least I'm willing to go. Okay, hey, I'm trying. Otherwise, I really don't care. If they don't like my attempts to keep it contained and whatnot, well, where do I sign that you're firing me for not complying to the rules and regulations? Because I would rather lose my job than have to go and cut my hair again and get only this long after 2.5 to 3 months of being out of work. Not doing that again. That, in fact, after seeing some of the guys that work in the evening time, some of the college students from, I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I would definitely say they're either from the Middle East or India, just by their dialect. I could definitely say the young girls who are from that part of the country are definitely of the either India or where did one girl say she was from? I don't think she said Pakistan, but she's one of those countries. And I really don't care what country they come from. It's like, welcome to America. I hope you enjoy. I hope you get a good education, so you can possibly go back to your homeland and use your education for the benefit of your people. I'm not saying get out of my country. I'm just saying that it's great you come to America for an education. Hopefully, this is an education you can take back to your homeland, or are you trying to become an American? And if so, welcome to America. There's a lot of crazy people in this country. You might not enjoy dealing with those people. I try to be very friendly, very nice, and very helpful. I don't try to scare them off or anything like that. If they want to be in this country, like I said, I got no problems. Just realize that not everybody's happy with foreigners coming over here for an education and staying in this country to take a job from an American citizen. Now, hey, if they've got the education, they want to stay, and they can find a job in the field that they studied for, good, good, good for them. But there's a lot of people out there who had education, higher education through college, and still can't get the job that they spent 6 years or more out of their life, and God knows how much money to get that education, and not be able to get a manager's job at a McDonald's. I don't know. It's crazy out there. I know plenty of people who either studied for some sort of engineering job or some good high paying, engineering job or medical career or something like that, and never got into the actual field because they just kept on crapping out after applying here, there, and everywhere else, and just went, fuck it, I need money. I might as well work my way up to management and not go anywhere, and get the money he or she could have gotten if they took a job, or not took a job, but got a job in a higher paying, even if they were in the lower categories of nursing and had to work their way up to the actual level that they trained for. At least they got their foot in the door in the hospital system or the medical system, medical employee system, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of people I know, especially back in New York, where, workers are a dime a dozen. I knew a guy that had a master's degree in electrical engineering, but could not get a job in electrical engineering because there was no openings. It happens. It's a sad fact, but it happens. That's why it's kind of like, okay, you're coming from overseas. Doesn't matter what country, Europe, Asia, Africa, don't matter what country. You're coming over here for a higher education, and you happen to hear or find out that S&T here in Rolla, Missouri is one of the best places to go for not a high price tag to get a degree in science or technology or whatever. So it's one of those things where it's like, life is crazy. You don't know what kind of job you're actually going to get out there, but you're trying. Is it really 4:30? Holy Christmas. I did spend extra time with Jerry before I came out. But anyhow, it's life. Some people have to leave their home country because they don't have the kind of higher education that they're looking for. And it happens all over the world. The thing is, a lot of times, people think, okay, I'm going to come to America, I'm going to get a higher education for medical, and then go back to my home country and help the medical system there. And then one thing or another happens, and either A, they stay here in this country because it's harder in their home country to get jobs or whatever for certain kinds of fields of education. Some people stay in America for a couple of years just to get used to the practice of medicine and actually have some years of hand-on experience of medicine, and then go back to their home country. Does it matter to me? No. In fact, the only thing that matters to me is if you're coming to America to either help better America or to go back to your country and help with relationships with the American people through the education they had here, but they're going back home to help out on the home front. I know from what I've been told by friends and family who still live overseas that it's not as easy overseas as it is here in America, because a lot of places overseas, especially in certain countries in Europe, they're taxed for just about everything. Food tax, electrical tax, car tax, home tax, taxes on just about everything you can think of. There's a tax in one form or another. Like I said before in many of chats before, their tax money does not go to a bunch of politicians. It actually goes back into taking care of their country, not lining the pockets of the politicians. Here in America, you see millions of dollars being, handed to politicians of one form or another to keep certain things from happening or to make things happen. But politicians want to sit there and go, "Oh yeah, we don't get paid that much." Really? If you don't get paid that much, how is it you have a mansion in Wyoming and a nice luxurious flat or apartment in DC where you spend most of your time? You can afford to go on long trips out of the country. Don't tell me you ain't got that much money. You got more money than the average American. And we're the backbone of this country, yet they don't give a rat's rumpus about us. No. Biden's trying to. He signed over a bill not too long ago, which sounded like a good bill. I hope it works out for him. I don't know much about politicians or what's going on on Capitol Hill because I don't care. As long as I'm getting my due for what I work and bust my butt to deal with every day, that's all I care about. As long as my family's got a roof over the house, food on the table, clothes on their back, I really don't care what they're doing up, on Capitol Hill. But anyhow, the last thing I'm going to talk about before I sign off, because I got to start dinner pretty, in the next 20 minutes or so, is I want to touch base on something that is near and dear to my heart, and Jerry and I are both on the same page on this. We want to get an RV. We want to travel. Now, from what I understand, it will not matter where in the United States we travel. The Medicare that we have will cover our health expense or whatnot when we travel. The only thing we have to worry about, honestly, is getting the vehicle, making sure we're both comfortable with it, and I can drive it. Jerry's ready for it. The only thing that's stopping her from doing it right now is that back brace. When October comes and the doctor says you don't need that back brace anymore, she's going to be flying. She's going to be all over the place. She's going to be all over this house, doing whatever she needs to do, cleaning. She'll be up and cooking again, building up her stamina. She's basically been walking for like the last 3 to 4 weeks. The doctors have given, and actually more than that, it's been a couple months since the doctors have given her permission to start walking and not having to worry about a rollator or a wheelchair, except for maybe, if she doesn't think she's got the stamina yet to get from the car to, her doctor's appointments in the building, which is not a big problem. I have no problem pushing her for her doctor's appointments and whatnot. The physical therapist has already given her a green light that the physical therapist does not need to come around as long as Jerry keeps up with her exercises, which she does. I won't let her just lounge about. Her home health aide person doesn't let her lounge about. In fact, from what I understand, Jerry and the home health person did cleaning in the bedroom and some cleaning out in the dining area. They've been doing that off and on for, trying to get everything situated, and going through the kitchen We do that on the weekends, me, Mom, and Jerry, to weed out the unneeded or unnecessary stuff. Some of it, some of it we think we're gonna keep because we got it originally in the plans for the RV, but we also got a secondary set for the RV. So it's like, are we gonna take both sets? We don't. We have to basically, as I put it to Jerry, we have to get the vehicle, bring it home, see what we can put in there of the stuff that we have set aside for camping, and then the important stuff. Well, I said the important stuff first, which is like kitchenware. Then we can worry about the other stuff, and then clothes. Now I know me and Jerry have enough clothes to split our clothes in half for weeks. Yeah, you stupid gnat. We've got more than plenty of stuff for an RV. Depending on the RV and how much storage it has on the underside, some of the RVs we looked at had buku RV for underneath. Like they had a big underneath area, then they had a couple small narrow ones, and all of them were basically designed where if you put wet stuff in there, it would just drain out this drain hole. It's got screens on it, so bugs won't be able to get in. But we're not worried about Jerry. Jerry is not worried about it because she feels, and I let her feel the way she feels. I just tell her to take, a grain of salt as precaution. But I let her do her thing. I just stand there and go, I'm here if you need me. The only thing that I would be worried about until she gets rid of that brace is trying to climb up into the RV. A lot of these RVs have an extra step that folds down, so you have a step close to the ground that you can step on and climb up into the RV, and it usually has a handrail or something to help you pull yourself up with. If it has something like that, it has features like that, great. We're not going to have a problem. Jerry's not going to have to try to hoist herself up beyond a step. Or I'll end up getting a hardcore step, one step type metal step stool instead of the plastic ones we've been using, because the plastic ones tend to wear out quicker, and even quicker when you've got somebody who's a little heavy set. But we've been into, and this is before the cancer situation, and she hasn't really gained much weight. She's gained, she's lost, she's gained, she's lost. Her metabolism keeps her at a stable level, but it will do this seesaw thing if there's too much weight or not enough weight for her genetics. We were up in a Thor Elite last spring before the whole cancer thing started, and I said, Jerry, why don't you get up in one and see if you can actually handle being in the RV we're looking at, or the model, the Class C. She had no problems. And I'm looking for one that doesn't have a pull out or bump out, whatever you want to call it, unless it's one for the bed. That's it. Jerry Ann was able to walk up and down the aisle between the table and the countertop on the other side, and she was able to actually get into the bathroom and that kind of thing. So we know she can fit into one. We know it will work. It's just timing and money and getting her health back to a stable level where she doesn't have to worry about a brace She might only have to worry about chemo and once a month coming to Rolla or whatever for her immunotherapy. So, now, we even asked the doctors, can we go RVing? Can we go camping? And they were like, well, until she's out of the brace, I would not want to go camping because unstable ground and whatnot. As for RVing, the only problem with RVing is getting up into the RV without bending, because she's not supposed to bend or anything like that, just as a precaution for the back. But come October, around mid-October, something like that, she has to go up to St. Louis to have the doctors give her a scan and decide if her back is stable enough that she doesn't have to wear that back brace again, ever, whatever. So, anyhow, that's my little vlog for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. One more day in the weekends here, and I am probably going to... I'll probably stay on my sleep schedule and try to do some lightweight stuff around here. I got to get my I've got a ton of cardboard outside on my carport, and I'm not happy with it. So I need to try to throw it in the back of my minivan and take it to the recycling center, which I hope to do this weekend. But anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, right. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, try to keep the comments as positive as possible. You can leave your questions and comments. I'm happy answering questions. I'm just not exactly trying. I'm not dealing with negativity. I just, no. But yeah, you guys can put your questions and comments in there, and I will deal with them. If you're new to my channel and want to hear more about crystals or new age stuff, or I need to get back to what I was originally doing before the crystals came around, which was reading about the Vikings and whatnot. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't care what I talk about. They just enjoy learning new stuff or hearing things, which is fine by me. Sundays, I try to do Bible readings, and I'm going to start doing some more Bible readings from the New Testament at the very beginning in Matthew, and I will try to spend my Friday nights, or well, more like my Saturday nights, pulling Bible verses and things from the New Testament to discuss or read, and then I'll put in how I feel about it. And some of you might not like that, and some of you might just, not worry about listening to my videos on Sundays. And then there are a few people, like I have one subscriber. His name is, I don't know if it's a he or she, so forgive me if just because of the name makes me think it's a guy, but it might be a woman. I don't know. It's just his handle on here is mailman. I'm assuming that, and I hate assuming things, I'm assuming that, he's a postal carrier. Might be a guy, might be a gal, I don't know. I've never asked for, do I call you mailman or mail lady or just mail person? So I stick with their titles or their handles, names, whatever. There's been a couple people in the past that I got rid of instantaneously just because of their name. Well, I didn't get rid of instantaneously just because of the name. The name the name would put me on alert, and then I'd read the comment and go, yeah, they're just being exactly what their name is, a butthead or, something dorky or stupid like that, but each to their own. But anyhow, I am happy with everybody who joins me. I've only had one or two people in the last couple months that wanted to be negative and stir up crap, and I just got rid of them. So just be forewarned, if you're gonna come in and join my channel and put comments, that if it's really negative or really harassing or causes issues with my other subscribers that have never given me a problem, you may be the next contestant for the purgatory room. Sorry, but I will not put up with it. Anyhow, until tomorrow, since I'll have all night to do whatever I want, I'll see you then. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Bye.